Madeleine McCann is in the news again. But I won't make any bones about what I believe. I believe that she's been dead since the day that she disappeared. Possibly even before the day she was reported missing. And I believe her parents know exactly what happened to her. I also question why, over a period of 9 years, a fortune has been spent on trying to find this one little girl. And the reality is that thousands of children go missing every single year. Why was there not this media circus for Ben Needham all those years ago? Or any of the other missing children? Even when I was in Spain in 2008, there were notices around not only about Madeleine McCann, but a little Spanish boy who had gone missing. Or perhaps we just don't hear the news from Spain. But that is the reality. She is one among many thousands. And apparently in the States, you could rack up 100,000 a year just by looking at 2 or 3 states. Missing children, and yet a fortune spent on Madeleine McCann over a period of 9 years. I have the misfortune to know exactly where I was on the day that she disappeared. I was in Southampton, and I was buying Anton Szandor LaVey's Satanic Bible. Not for my use, but for my research. I bought with it as a job lot a book which, as I've mentioned before, told me the history of the Satanic Bible and that it was plagiarized. And acknowledged as plagiarized eventually, or at least Ragnar Redbeard acknowledged as co-author. That is where I was, and that is what I was doing on that day. I have to say, the death or disappearance of little children seems to follow me around, and not only that. For example, although not well, I know April Jones' grandparents, and in fact I've met many members of her family. I don't know them well, and I couldn't call them friends. But there was a pub in a little seaside village which I used to frequent with my dog Flossie, and where I used to sit drinking lime squash. And in the days and weeks following April Jones' death, I quite often chatted with her grandfather. Horribly memorable. Of course, simply knowing where I was the day that Madeleine McCann disappeared doesn't make me connected to it. But I do feel a very strong connection to the April Jones case. I did not believe Mark Ridger was guilty, to be honest, because he was caught so very quickly. Within hours, on what appeared to be no evidence. The minute I heard that he was from Croydon, I believed it. I have said in other videos that as far as I can see, Croydon is not exactly the epicenter of paedophilia, but one of them. A major league. I didn't believe Mark Ridger guilty until I heard where he was from. And it isn't only the disappearance of little children which seems to follow me around. I will have to check my dates, but from memory, I went to Hungerford for the first and only time in my life on the 16th of August. Now, that's weird. I'm not. The year was the year 87. I'm going to have to check the year. But I do know it was 3 days later, the 19th of August. There was a massacre in Hungerford. I used to be able to think of other examples very easily, but I'm finding my breathing just a little worrying today and last night. Well, actually very worrying. Just kind of notes here.